Hey everyone, Wei here. So good to have you back. Today I'm hyped to show you another killer config workflow. If you caught my last two videos, you know ACE Plus is a game changer. It's amazing at keeping details consistent when editing images. But guess what? Today we are leveling up. I've created a special Inpainting workflow that mixes ACE Plus with Redux. What's the big deal? This combo lets you copy objects, or even people, from one photo and blend them perfectly into another. Yeah, it's as cool as it sounds. Check this out. Here's a woman holding her hand out, like she's waiting for maybe a coffee. With this workflow, we're gonna drop a mug right into her palm. Ready? Watch this. Now compare the mug we added to the original one. Pretty crazy, right? They are basically twins. But wait, it's not just for objects. Let's kick it up another notch. See this portrait of a red-haired woman? We can take her head and swap it onto someone else, like this woman standing by a white car. Boom. Done. Look how natural that face looks. And hey, here's another example to blow your mind. Here's the kicker. This workflow is perfect for virtual fashion try-ons. Keep these two images. We'll grab the dress from the left and slap it onto the woman on the right. Ready? Proof, there it is. Now compare it to the original dress. Spot the difference? Let's test it again with these t-shirts. After the swap, those patterns match like they were printed together. If you're itching to try this yourself, let's break down how it works. Trust me, it's simpler than you'd guess. Here's a fun challenge. We're gonna move this Christmas outfit from the left image onto the woman playing on a yacht. Seriously, she's gonna be freezing in that tiny outfit. Let's warm her up with this cozy corset. Alright, let's dive into Comfy UI. Follow along and I'll walk you through every step. This workflow has 5 node groups, but don't sweat it. You'll mostly use just the first 3. For this demo, we'll keep the first 2 active and turn off the others. I'm already uploading our 2 images, so let's hit run and file it up. First step, paint where the Christmas corset should go. Grab the preview bridge node, right-click, open the mask editor, and start scribbling over the corset area. Nice. Run the workflow again. Then peek at this preview image node. This shows exactly where we painted. Double checking everything's lined up. Easy enough, right? Let's keep rolling. The image remove BG node already zapped the background, but we only want the corset, not the actual bits around it. Fix this by using this preview bridge node and deleting everything except the corset. Done. Run the workflow again. Now let's check the mask in this preview image node. Here's the deal. This node shows the mask picked by the switch any node. You've got 2 choices here. Option 1 is the mask we just tweaked it. Option 2 is the mask from image remove BG. We want just the corset, so pick the first option. Easy choice. These 2 Florence nodes, they are here to auto-generate prompts for our uploaded image. Pick at them if you want. Then use them as inspirations to write your own prompt in this node. Once that's ready, flip on the next group of nodes and run the workflow again. Boom, let's see the magic happen. Check it out, the IC mask node just stitched our 2 images together. This blended version is what we'll use for Inpainting. And here's the mask that will steal the whole process. Looking clean, right? Let's keep rolling. Next up, this group has 2 KSamplers. That means you'll get 2 generated images. But if you only need 1, no sweat. Just flip the fast bypasser node to turn off the second one. First KSampler uses the default model paired with the AC plus subject LoRa. Swapping faces or heads? Switch to the portrait LoRa instead. It's way better for nailing those details. Super flexible. Quick heads up, the default model already set in the first group. is a GGF version of the Flux View model, and it's got a Turbo LoRa slapped on to speed things up. The second KSampler uses a regular Flux model, in this case Wave. Both KSamplers also tapped into the Redux model for style consistency. Let's run the workflow again and see the magic. Ready? Boom! There's your result. Check out our two virtual try-on versions. First up, compare this one to the original corset. Almost a perfect match, right? Those red straps, the ones that stop the corset from sliding down, look super real. The lower part's solid too, but peep her thighs. Near the edge of the mask I painted earlier, see how the blending feels a little rough? Now let's look at version 2. This was a miss. Let's generate a few more to see if we can salvage it. This next attempt better, but still not as clean as the first KSamplers output. But here's the kicker. Sometimes these two versions can team up. Check out some test runs I did before filming. In version 1, the corset looked fire, but those red straps were MIA. Version 2 nailed the straps, but the corset itself was a hot mess. So what I do? Snatch the straps from version 2, slap them onto version 1 using Photoshop or any painting app, then touched up the seams. Boom! Perfect hybrid result. This is why that second KSampler rocks. While ACE Plus crashes full object consistency, sometimes you just want to tweak part of an item. That's when the second KSampler without the ACE model becomes your secret weapon. Pro tip, mix and match these tools like a DJ blending tracks. Flexibility is the name of the game. Alright, let's jump back into Config to clean up those tiny glitches. This image switch node lets you pick which version gets tweaked. We'll use the preview bridge node to paint over the wonky spots, like those thigh edges. If you edit the image in Photoshop, you could upload it here with a load image node, but let's skip that for now. We'll keep the workflow smooth by connecting the image switch straight to preview bridge. Run the workflow again and boom, the second version pops into preview bridge. But we need to fix the first version, right? Flip the switch to option 1. We run and now we are painting on the correct image. Time to hit the next node group and polish those fixes. Let's do this. This tweaking phrase works a little differently. No Redux style reference here. First, we'll skip the prompt guide by bypassing this conditioning node. That way, we're just using the default prompt we wrote earlier. Want to fix something specific, like those missing red straps? Write a hyper-focus prompt like red straps on a Christmas corset to laser target the changes. Let's crank up the denoising strength slightly. Run the workflow again. And down. Time for the moment of truth. Did those rough edges smooth out? Perfect. Crisis averted. Now we've nailed the exact look we wanted. And that's how you polish those final details to make your image chef's kiss. Easy peasy. Alright, let's wrap things up. The last node group here is for fixing bad hands, but we don't need that for this project. We're good to go. If you spot tiny flaws later, just upload the image and touch it up by repainting those areas. Honestly, the task we just did, not even that hard. Remember that first example I showed you at the start? This was a real challenge. Check out the original portrait. The bike handlebar splits the dress into two sections, which confused the ACE model. It couldn't restore the clothing properly with that bar in the way. So here's how I hacked it. I yanked out the handlebar, then tossed the image into Config. After a bunch of ACE plus Inpainting runs, most of the dress details came back. Finally, I slapped the handlebar back on outside of Config. And voila, here's the final result. Was it tricky? Absolutely. But man, was it fun? And it totally leveled up my creative problem solving. I hope you have a blast with this workflow too and cook up some wild creations of your own. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm dying to hear what you make. That's it for today. Go break some creative rules and I'll catch you in the next video.